everyone, welcome to today's show. It is brought to you by Audible. The great people over at Audible are offering all of our gracious listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. Please go to audibletrial.com/PBT and browse all them audio programs. It's free, it's easy. Go to audibletrial.com/PBT. Hey everyone, welcome into Peanut Butter and Triggered. I'm Scott, joined by my main man.
Jace, what's up?
And the Japanese lover over here.
You make it sound like it's like a taboo, like the Japanese lover over here.
Not Japanese lover, but Japanese cultural lover. I apologize.
Was my mic muted that whole time?
Yeah,
it must have been.
God damn it!
That's okay.
Look what
We're
you've
just
done.
keep going. Hey, today we're just gonna do a little talky talk. We're gonna do a little roundy round. We're gonna do a little this, a little that. But I think we're going to talk about a little movie with Jay and Jacob disagree on called Tag. We are going to talk a little bit about our PBT, of course, and just news and just general talking. So, what have you been playing, doing, and watching, Mr. Eastwood?
So I picked up that new Need for Speed joint, Need for Speed Heat. I've been playing it on my lunch at work. I've been playing it while Katie watches Avengers movies. It's been
On what? What have you been playing it on?
PlayStation, and yeah, remote playing my PlayStation. That game is just off the bat, I would say that it's a B+. But
Wow.
God damn it, it is so frustrating. I'm not good at that game. And I don't know, I feel like that I'm really good at like some types of games, like racing games in general. I feel like I'm okay at least okay. This one I suck so bad at it. And it's such a grind to get like any of the cars or any of the parts that you want that you just have to keep doing the same stupid races and the same stupid challenges every single day. So that's the only reason why I would give it such a shitty grade. And also because like
A B+, shitty grade?
well, because think about it, like a racing game.
You did not know my grades in high school, man.
No, but think about it though. It's a shitty grade for a racing game. All you have to really do is put out the content and put out an open world map, and then just don't fuck it up with the mechanics. It does not have the same realism as Forza, so if you're looking for a game that's going to replace Forza, this is not it. If you're looking,
Two different kinds of games.
no, they're not really. They're open world
I feel
racing
like-
games that
I
are
feel
supposed
like
to be
Forza's
hyper realistic.
I thought Need for Speed was less realistic.
I mean, it clearly is, but it's not supposed to be. I don't think they set out to build a game that was super unrealistic.
Gotcha. I thought
Yeah,
it was more of an arcadey game, you know?
no, dude, this is like if the Fast and the Furious could be made into a video game, this would be it. And I don't like Fast and Furious movies.
No, they're terrible.
Yeah, and like who puts NOS in their car for real? Like,
People on Need for Speed.
yeah,
I
well,
put NOS in my energy drink. What's the fucking problem?
none if we're asking you.
Okay,
But
thank you.
I don't know. I just think that the game
the
could have
outro.
been better.
Roll the outro.
Roll the outro. The game could have been better, but it is fun, and it has actually got me to keep playing. So that's the one game right now that I'm playing a lot of. I put the sticks down for Diablo 3, but I'll pick it back up here shortly because I'm gonna get sick of Need for Speed Heat. It's a good
Have you
co-op
guys
game.
Have you been
It's
playing
a
co-op on Diablo? Sorry to interrupt you.
no.
Just single player?
Yeah.
Just curious.
So you don't love your girlfriend?
No, I didn't say that.
Just making sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, never mind. Go ahead.
All right. Am I
No.
next?
Whoever.
You didn't watch any shows or anything? Other than the main event there?
The Watchmen.
Mandalorian?
Watchmen. I'm actually watching right now. That's also one of those shows that just keeps getting better. I think Midnight Johnson and I were talking about it, and he and I agreed that every single week we see an episode, we think it's the best episode, except for like one of them I didn't really care for. But
That's good. That's a good thing on a show.
Yeah, and it's great, man. Like they keep pushing the envelope on certain plot points. They keep redefining certain characters just when you think you know them. Although I am really correct about one of my theories so far, which leads me to believe I'll be correct about other ones. But we'll see how that turns out.
Fun fact about theories, dude. I always try to make my own theories. I'm like, okay, so this is what's gonna happen. Like, I always think I'm really smart, and I'm always wrong.
Oh,
every time.
That's not
I
good.
So I just stopped doing it.
There's a movie. What the fuck was the movie?
You're
I walked
always
in.
wrong.
No, I'm not wrong. I wasn't
No,
wrong.
I'm still
Have you ever
laughing at
seen-
Jacob.
Oh yeah. Have you seen that movie? Not Perks of Being a Wallflower. Someone with the sick people. I can't remember what it's called, but there's like a sick girl and a sick guy, and the guy's like through the whole trailer, the girl's like dying, and the guy in love with her is sad about it. And I remember I watched the trailer. I said, "Oh, definitely the guy's gonna die and the girl's gonna survive." Just watch. I knew it. I was like, "There's no way. She's not gonna die. He's gonna die." And sure enough,
The guy with cancer?
yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? That movie?
Yeah,
I don't know what
yeah.
it's called.
I don't either.
Jeez,
I remember
spoiler
that.
alert! I was gonna watch that.
The movie that we don't know the name of.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. You go, oh, this guy's cancer. Oh, fuck, it's real. Oh, never mind.
Somebody's gonna die.
Someone's gonna die.
Yep.
I know who it is.
Oh.
Just kidding. My predictions are always wrong.
Anything else, my guy?
No, go ahead.
Jacob?
Yes. Oh, God. So have I been playing World of Warcraft? Every fucking day. Probably until I die. I'm still not level 60, though. Close. Level 55. Watching? I have been watching ungodly amounts of Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Like, every day, my girlfriend wants to watch something new. I've watched Remember the Titans. We've watched like 50 of those Disney short films because for some reason we're just super addicted to them. What else did we watch? We watched some like space movie, like I can't remember. It starts with the Z.
Xenon?
Xenon, yeah. That movie
The original movie? I mean, that's made for like little kids.
Yeah, well, the very first movie we watched on Disney Plus was Xenon, and Kylie was like, "Oh my god, this is like my favorite movie ever!" And I was like, "All right, cool, it must be good." And me, Mister likes every fucking movie, hated it. So let's say it's probably like
Bro,
unbearable.
That movie was literally made for 10-year-olds, like back in 2004. So
I could understand that.
and just a lot of World of Warcraft.
Yeah, pretty much just a lot of World of Warcraft. That's pretty much just my regular agenda.
The regular
Yeah.
grind.
Okay.
Since that second phase came out though, dude, there was a queue when WoW first came out. You have to wait. So like every day I get on, I have to like remote from my computer before I get on because there's like 2,000 to 3,000 people waiting to get on first.
Jesus
Sucks.
Christ.
It takes like 2 hours. Yeah.
Sounds terrible.
That's fine. I just do it from home. By the time I get home, I'm already in the game.
Oh my god.
But that's pretty much it.
I've been playing. Hey, I just started playing Days Gone. I just started playing Days Gone, which is like the zombie biker game. Seems
What you've always wanted to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. What I actually aspire to be. Days Gone. I've been playing. I've been watching. Jay, you'll like this. I watched the holiday version of America's Great Baker, Britain's Got Baker, or whatever.
Dude, everybody messes that name up.
Great British Baking Show.
The Great British Baking Show.
There
Did
you
you
go.
watch that one, the newer holiday one? It has like Liam on it.
No, we're gonna watch that, and we're also gonna watch Nailed It, the holiday version of Nailed It.
I need to watch that one too.
That
My
one's
wife
really
and I
good.
really enjoy watching those together because it's like you get kind of the feeling of a reality show, but it doesn't. It's not as trashy.
I don't know. Sometimes trashy reality shows are good. Like Katie and I are, I think, like 5 episodes in on the first RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars. It's
I
kind of tight.
knew you were going to talk about that show.
Why?
Because that's like your reality show. You know, a trashy reality show is good also, to agree with your point. My 600-Pound Life, where everyone is from Oregon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if any show that was my show, it would probably be maybe RuPaul's too, but 600-Pound Life, they're gonna come out with season 8 soon too. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, dude, those episodes are so impressively long. They'll be like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, but it's riveting television, like all like 2 hours of it.
It isn't.
Yeah.
It's just like, whenever they fall in an episode, I'm like, oh dang, dude, I sit forward. I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? She's stuck in that taxi, my guy. She's gonna die.
There's always like an ow my leg part.
Yeah, well, the only part I usually fast forward through is the beginning part where they have to show every one of them getting into the shower.
Oh.
Like every episode, it's like, I have to let my 2 kids wash my body.
I sit through it because I want the authentic experience.
You don't like a mediated experience?
No, absolutely not.
Do you bathe while they bathe to make it feel more realistic?
Yeah, but I make sure that I wear a fat suit and I'm shoveling nachos into my mouth while I do it.
Dude, you don't need a suit.
That's true. I am massively overweight, morbidly obese.
Yeah, you're like 800 pounds, right?
Yeah, 650.
Sorry.
So
when you're that
watch
big,
yourself.
it's really hard to tell, you know?
It's true.
It all looks the same.
And then Mandalorian. That's the one that I just finished all 3 episodes of Mandalorian.
Hey, me too.
Which I am very much enjoying. What do you guys thought so far?
The Mandalorian?
Yeah, on the Mandalorian.
I haven't watched it.
Oh, go
it's
figure.
Much more violent. It's much more violent than like other Star Wars.
Midnight Johnson and I were talking about it at work. Go figure. But we were talking about how it's set up like a classic Western.
Yep.
The whole, even like the very like beginning scene where it's a bounty hunter collecting a bounty, and he uses like his blaster on his hip to be able to get the upper hand. And he's extremely fast about it. The whole imagery of being like in the desert and stuff, or even walking into a saloon, just everything works with this TV show so far. In a contrast for The Mandalorian to like the sequel or the prequels, it's not CGI heavy. That's not to say that there is no CGI, because obviously that wouldn't make any sense, but there's actually a lot of practical effects. If you see it,
really cool.
Yeah, if you see a lot of like the aliens in some of the cantinas and stuff, they look like they just plucked them right out of like a New Hope and put them into the Mandalorian. They're really well done.
Mm-hmm. I agree totally. It does, and it looks really good. The armor, like the whole armor thing, and like getting a closer look into what the bounty hunters kind of go through and like their code is really really fun. And I have to say, I'm like more connected with that little baby Yoda than I have been with like most characters in a few episodes.
Well, how can you not? That baby Yoda is unbearably cute. Like I can't get over it.
Like when like that part, I won't spoil everything, but there's a part where he's getting taken away, and I was like, no, it's breaking my heart.
Yeah. My favorite part is where the baby Yoda exhausts himself and then ends up having to take a really long nap.
Yeah. That is very true. But very well shot. Like, seems like Jon Favreau's done like an excellent job so far.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
Lots of really cool like wide shots that you would have seen in like late 60s, early 70s westerns too. Really, really well done. At least it seems as if they had studied westerns and kind of like taken several pages out of that book and tried to reproduce it in a Star Wars story.
Mm-hmm. Well, they called the Star Wars, just the original Star Wars, the original space western. Like,
yeah.
It's supposed to feel like a western in space, obviously.
But this feels like a western more than
like
the Star
western,
Wars did. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree. The way he like twirls his guns and how he's quick off his hip and.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm excited to see more. Apparently, someone was telling me that they think. So apparently, the 7th episode comes out like 2 days before the 9th movie, and then a week later, the final episode, the 8th episode, comes out of that show, and a lot of people are theorizing that they'll be connected in some way.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool for like really big Star Wars fans, especially fans of the sequels. I'm not so connected to the sequels, but even if it does give something away to the point where like we'll be able to at least connect it to the movie, I think that'll be exciting.
Yeah, for sure. Because The Mandalorian takes place like I think 7 years before the 7th episode. So
Yeah,
it's kind of like a prequel. It's in between. So
it's in between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think there's like 30 or 40 years between those two movies, technically, and this is kind of towards the end of that 30 or 40 years, if I remember correctly. But, yep. Other than that, I am not playing anything else. I played a little bit of Call of Duty, but man, I'm truly terrible at games. I'm just getting old, I think.
Dude,
I just get my ass kicked on like first-person shooters.
that's how I am now. I'm not as good at video games as I used to be. My friends have made fun of me, like the ones I do like any co-op gaming with. My buddy Kevin, when we were racing, he was like, "Dude, you just suck."
Mr. Lonely?
No, that's my cousin. But my buddy Kevin's still really good at video games. And he is kicking my ass all the time.
I'm wondering if it's just one of those things where if you don't do it, you kind of like lose it. Like I'll play like half an hour like every few nights, and even that half an hour, I can't like get into the zone at all, and so I'm just fucking terrible.
Yeah, that might be.
I've noticed I always get into funks with FPS. I'm genuinely pretty good at FPS games because I've been playing them for a long time, like consistently. But if I play them for like a month straight, for like 3 weeks, I will do like amazing, and then a week I'll just go into this funk where it doesn't matter. I suck, and then I'll like take a break for a month, and I'm like a god again.
Yeah, isn't that what happened to you when you first picked up Call of Duty? Like you didn't have a very good like first round, and then you went on like a 60 kill rampage.
Yeah, so first game of COD, I went like 4 and like 20, and then I kind of like adjusted some settings, got it down, and the next game I got like 45 kills, and then it was like 40 kills and like 37.
Damn.
But yeah, it was usually like 5 or 6 deaths a match.
That's pretty good.
But that transfers over from like I play a lot of CS:GO, so I mean most of that. It's honestly like Counter-Strike. There's like a pattern you have to follow with your mouse and stuff, so it's way harder because COD just aim and shoot.
Yeah. I don't know how you guys play that Counter-Strike stuff, dude. That stuff is like above my head.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it's not my grind personally, but I understand enjoying it for sure. Anything else anyone wants to talk to you about what you're playing, doing, watching before we kind of move forward?
Nah.
Nope.
All right. Hey, news. I figured we'll touch a tiny bit on this. Jay and I talked about it, and we didn't want to go too deep. Is there anything y'all are looking for Black Friday or anything like that?
No, I'm looking for it to be over. I don't. I'm not excited.
I think the three of us dread Black Friday, to be honest.
Oh, not Scotty.
Oh,
dude, it's another day to me.
Freak.
Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm like looking forward to it, but it's just something like as retail workers you have to deal with. And yeah. I think that generally it's generally good for the economy. It gets people out. People are purchasing. I know people say, "Oh, you should be with your family and stuff," but I think helping the economy and a lot of companies get out of the red and into the black isn't a bad thing.
Nope.
And if your consumers can be happy while doing it, like more power, to you.
It's all a scam.
I'm sorry, Jacob. You seem to be straining and coughing and sneezing a lot. Are you okay?
I've had this really bad cough for like a month, dude. I keep trying to mute my mic so you guys don't hear me.
No.
Lord
randomly throughout like whatever Scott's been saying, I've been hearing Jacob go like this. Yeah, like what? You keep
Sorry.
straining. I think it's hilarious. I hope that's not distracting any listeners, but I think it's hilarious for some reason.
I've had this really bad cough. Yeah, please don't make fun of me, or else I'll sue you.
Okay.
The one thing I have been noticing is, god damn, TVs are cheap, really cheap this year.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking like a 72-inch TV for like less than $1,000. That's crazy to me, dude.
Scott, quick question: have you always been a TV guy?
I used to sell TVs.
So, but are you the guy that like even though you have a TV in every room, you still want to buy a new TV?
I have 2 TVs, so I do not have a TV in every room. I have had the same TV for the past 5 years. I have like a 55-inch Vizio. For a long time, I was really happy with that TV, but as time has gone, I want to upgrade. Every year, I do look at TVs and kind of drool, but all the TVs I want are super expensive.
Got it.
So Jacob jacks off over anime, and you jack off over the idea of a new TV and TV deals.
I don't know about jack off, but when Black Friday does come around and there's a 70-inch TV for $550,
you will be jacking off. Right in line. And you'll probably get arrested.
Like,
yeah.
This is LG 75-inch for $729. Like, come on, dude. Come on. Oh my god.
It looks like you will be coming on.
But
that was stupid.
Yeah, it was.
I wish I could buy a TV, but probably next year I'll buy a TV. My TV still works fine. I have a TV downstairs, like a 55 downstairs, and like a 49-inch curved Samsung upstairs, I think. So,
high baller.
Yeah, super high baller. I got hooked up on a deal that 49-inch curved Samsung 4K TV was $50. I'm just a baller. But
I am a baller.
Yeah. I don't have anything else I'm really looking for. I usually I'll buy like a Blu-ray or something, generally.
You will buy a Blu-ray?
Yeah, like if I want to there's certain 4K like movies that I like to have on 4K. Like I think last year I bought The Revenant, and it's just a really good movie to watch in 4K at home.
Do you know? Does that not work on? I'm at a. I haven't watched a disc movie in years. Does that not work on PlayStation?
I have an Xbox One.
Okay.
The Xbox One has the Blu-ray player.
Yeah. Like 2 years ago, I was looking at buying a 4K Blu-ray player because I didn't want one. Because even 4K content like streaming didn't ever seem as good as like 4K on the disc. I don't know. It's just maybe it's either the way my TV deciphers it or just like in the darks you see a lot of like artifacts and stuff. So that was just something I want as a 4K Blu-ray player. They were like $200 at the time, and an Xbox One was like $250, and that's why I bought an Xbox One, because I was like, fuck it, for $50 you might as well get an Xbox One.
Yeah.
So, but I'll buy only 4K Blu-rays I buy. Well, the only Blu-rays I buy, period, are the movies that I know I'll really enjoy watching. So I got Logan, The Revenant. Saving Private Ryan are like all movies I really enjoy, and so I'm willing to pay the premium and have the 4K. But like I wouldn't go buy fucking Tag 4K Blu-ray.
Hey, wait until our review at least.
But yeah, so that's all I have to say about that. You guys want to talk a little bit about Tag?
No. I want to talk about how badly Google Stadia is doing.
Oh, please. I forgot. News first. Okay. Tell us.
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody was super surprised. I was slightly surprised. I thought it was going to be going a little bit better than this. Like, we know a couple of people that have Google Stadia. They weren't even able to, like, get any games connected the launch day. And then, like, when they released, like, what was it? The package bundles and stuff to see basically what you would be getting. It's not that good if you compare it to like if you already have like an Xbox or a PlayStation, what you would be getting with either Google Now or Xbox. What do they call it now? XCloud
or something?
Oh yeah, something like that. Whatever. But dude, it's not looking good at this point, which is kind of good and bad. Like, it's bad right now for sure, but it's good because it can only get better.
Well, tell me about it. Like, what are you getting for that $10 a month? You might know more than I do.
Well, the stories change like so often, so let me find out specifics on what it actually is supposed to offer. So I'll go to Google's website right now and find out what the deal is with Google Stadia.
Because the whole thing was like you could pay, right? You could buy the game for $60 or whatever it is, games that are already released, like a lot of Ubisoft games.
Yeah.
And then you could just play it with like out a console, but there's no monthly fee for that, right?
No, there is a monthly fee. Apparently, it's $10 a month.
I thought that was only for like in 4K.
No, I think you pay an extra like $10. Let me find out. It's crazy though.
Lord,
have you used it?
No, I haven't used it yet.
Most people, he says.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they've relayed this to you, but how good does it work?
They haven't been able to play it. Yeah.
People can't get in.
Oh, okay. Because I know you guys are talking about the games, but there's nothing that like irks me more than when like these Fortune 500 companies like put out this just amazing quotation mark product.
Yeah.
And it's just a failure.
If you're coming with something new, you better come with some goddamn heat.
And you make billions of dollars, like, dude, don't tell me you can spend X amount of, or like you have this much money and you can't like perfect something.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, Google has so much fucking money, they should have been able to nail this right away.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if they're using the Google backbone. Like, come on, dude. There should be no latency. There should be no lag on anything.
That has always pissed me off.
Yeah.
About huge companies.
So
I feel like they try to cheap it out first, you know.
Here's the short version. Google Stadia will launch on the 19th, which is already passed. 14 different territories, including U.S., Canada, UK, and at least 22 games will launch. It's the initial price for the starter kit, $130, with 3 months of the premium service and a $10 per month service after that. There's a separate tier, apparently, that 42 games are confirmed so far for that premium service, which will get you like 4K streaming and 4K gaming and stuff. But dude, you still have to buy a game, unlike what we were told, and you don't have the ability to rent games. Like, if you're gonna have like the $10 monthly subscription, at least give somebody the option of renting a game.
100%. You have to build that in, because that's where you're gonna make your money, in my opinion.
Yeah. So at this point, with like tons of latency, tons of like issues for people even just trying to get connected, it's not going really well.
Things aren't going well in the world of Google.
Right.
No one's gonna put down their PlayStation, especially with the holiday season coming. They're just gonna spend $200 for the PlayStation.
We got all this hyped up for us too, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, and then the other thing too, they're saying that 35 megabits per second is going to be able to give you 4K cloud streaming with 60 frames per second and 5.1 surround sound.
The frames are totally dependent on hardware too, right?
Partially.
Their hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Because you still have to stream it too.
Yeah.
But that's all I have on Google Stadia. Do you guys have anything that you want to talk about Google Stadia?
I've heard. Well, just to follow up with you,
Sure.
I've heard the same exact thing. Like, a lot of people not a lot of bullshit about it, like that it's not working well, that their launch was not good, and like I don't know how many people actually really buckled down and got into it. So, be curious to see what happens in the future.
I mean, again, they can only improve on what's going on right now, so we'll see what they do. But in separate Google news, you remember the Google Pixel 4 and 4 XL?
Yeah.
I have been using it, and all of that bullshit that I've been hearing on the internet and all the stuff that I bought into early before even trying it out, I'm actually somewhat impressed by it. There's a lot of tech reviewers that say that it's an outdated phone, it's a super expensive phone that shouldn't be getting any hype, Doesn't even feature an ultra wide camera lens. The screen resolution and the refresh rate isn't that much to write home about. But I disagreed. Like, the battery life is one thing that I thought was going to be drastically affected. I have a Pixel 3, and it's outperforming my Pixel 3 that can't have like the same sort of screen resolution or refresh rate. So I don't know. All in all, I would say that if you are thinking about upgrading from another phone to a Pixel, at least give it a thought. It's still a really, really smooth. It's a smooth experience. Has a great camera. It's a really great screen. I've been sitting there remote playing my PlayStation from it, and it's been a really pleasurable experience.
It looks pretty good on there then.
Oh yeah, dude, it's beautiful on that phone.
Question: How do your eyes feel? Because I know you said something about how it kind of like messed with your eyes at first.
Oh yeah, I felt a little queasy. Strangely enough, and it kind of gave me a little bit of a headache. But after using it for a bit, I got used to it. The other thing that's actually really interesting is like I went like a full 2 days without charging it, and it was for moderate usage. Like obviously my personal phone is going to be the one that I use for just about everything.
Is this your personal phone?
Say that again?
Is this your personal phone? Or
No, it is not. It's my work phone. So I use my personal phone for everything. It lasted maybe like a day before I had to recharge my personal phone, but my work phone, which is again getting moderate usage, like I'll still watch YouTube videos on it, I'll still do remote play from it. It lasted a full 2 days. So and that's with forcing. Hang on, wait, shut up. That's with forcing the 90 hertz refresh rate. So pretty dang good.
My iPhone basically lasts 2 days too.
Nice.
I haven't charged it since 2 days ago, and I'm at like 18% right now.
I get good life out of my my iPhone as well, but I have the Pixel 4 XL as well, and it's a decent little phone. I mean, I like it specifically for work because dude, it's just so clean. There's nothing on it, you know.
Yeah.
There's not bullshit on it. It just is.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. I don't know. I could understand, but I do think it's an expensive phone, but it's also a nice phone.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know.
So I'm with you too that like it's not like I suppose it's not like I'm saying it's worth the money. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, if I'm known to spend money on a phone, which I'm not, obviously I have to spend some money. But like, if I'm known to spend like full retail or like close to it, I'm not going to because I don't do that for any phone. I would do it though, if I was known for that.
If you were known,
Yeah.
No other reason.
Yes.
but you're cooler than that.
No.
You've been a fan of that for a long time, though, right?
Not spending money on phones?
No, just the Pixels in general.
I suppose. Yeah, I've had like the first, second, now third, and fourth generation.
He hasn't spent a lot of money on phones, but he's had a new phone every year.
Because I always do trade-ins and shit for it, and I'll do like insurance claims and yada 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 to get like whatever phone that I want.
And he knows how to game the system, I guess.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Do you guys have any other news that you want to talk about, Jacob?
Hey, I have a little tiny bit of news.
Good.
I forgot to talk about this. Apparently, a man spent $1.4 million on a game character, which his friend then turned around and accidentally sold for $500. According to this is from South China Morning Post via Kotaku. This guy spent $1.4 million on his character in an MMORPG called Justice Online. This is in China. He let his friend borrow his character. He loaned it to him, and reportedly his friend tried to sell it back to the man for 388,000 yuan, which is equivalent to $55,000. No, it's not yen. Y-U-A-N.
Yeah, you're right.
$55,000. Instead, he accidentally listed it for only $3,888 rather than $388,000, which is a difference of about $55,000. So $55,000 down to $552. In the marketplace is where he listed it. Someone instantaneously picked it up. A completely unrelated character saw it, purchased it for $552. Now this gentleman is not only suing his friend, but he is also suing the dude who purchased the character. Because
Nani?
What?
Nani? That's what in Japanese, sorry.
Oh my god. Go on.
But apparently the guy says that the defendant claimed the shockingly low price was due to a typo induced by exhaustion after a marathon gaming session.
Good god.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So apparently he's suing for 90,000 yuan, which is $12,000 in damage, to the player specifically who bought the character for cheap. This is a video game. This is shit that happens in video games. Like, you shouldn't spend $1.4 million on a character in game. It's your own fault.
I would.
He has.
The Counter-Strike skins, but
Do you have really expensive Counter-Strike skins?
I probably have like $3,000 in skins.
Why? You know, if
'Cause
you
they're
go to
cool.
if you go to FPS Banana, you can put whatever skin you want on.
Well, yeah, but nobody else can see it.
Who cares? You're the only. Why do you care what everybody else can see?
Cause it's like how big my fucking dick is. Like it's huge.
That's literally exactly what it is.
No, because they can't see it.
You can I know, but you can take like League of Legends for example, and you can put the most rare and expensive skin on your character. But people will actually spend money on it because they want others to see that they have it. That's
Also, those are bannable.
bannable.
Yeah, you
Dude.
can get banned for using those skins.
Of course you can. I'm not even fucking surprised.
They used to do that in WoW too.
Lord Jesus.
So, I mean, I wouldn't recommend using it.
Probably not. I mean, if you don't want to get banned anyway.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get banned.
I'm trying to get banned. Other than that, I don't have a lot of news going around. There's nothing else really good that I have. Good.
Wonderful. Should we get into our movie review? We do reviews.
I'm gonna sit back and listen because I'm excited to hear what y'all have to say.
Let me just
Watch Jay get smacked.
It's not a debate, you asshole.
It's a fucking debate, okay? It's the best fucking movie in the world.
Alright, hang on. Let me just first set the table here. This is something that might become a normal thing. And the way it'll work is usually we'll all watch a movie that someone suggests. Since Tag is the only movie that Jacob's ever seen, we decided to go ahead and watch this movie and then discuss its merits and demerits. So, with that being said, Jacob, what are your thoughts on the movie? What do you grade it? Just give us a basic overview of your thoughts on it.
I give Tag a watch. See, so here, this is like an extension to my grading scale. I already explained the grading scale. I'm not going to explain it again. But
What was
so,
your grading
movie-
scale?
It's like, oh yeah, like I'd definitely watch that, or like, no, don't watch that movie.
So
which
you
is
just
rare.
explained the grading scale that you said you wouldn't explain again.
Okay. Anyway, before Jay laid his trap card and I fell for it, the movies that I find like particularly like, oh wow, like I think this is special. I actually buy them. I buy the disc.
Wow.
Even though you
yeah,
just
so-
made fun of Scott for doing that earlier.
even though I don't have a way to actually watch them.
Cool.
Wait, that doesn't work, dude.
Yeah, I know. I used to have a PlayStation, but yeah, I would definitely actually I put that on my top 5.
What are your top 5, dude? Please tell me and inform me what your fucking top
You ready?
Yeah.
Number 1, remember the Titans.
Are you asking us, do you remember the Titans? Is that what you said?
No, remember the Titans.
Okay.
Number 2, Tag. Yeah, number 2. This is
This is your this is your second favorite ever. That's
Yeah.
fucking terrible.
second. Okay, just because you have no taste doesn't mean you need to criticize mine. But anyway, number 3, Step Brothers.
Okay, that's good. Step
Number
Brothers-
4, Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, that is good, though.
And number 5, Naruto the Last.
how dare you? You are sick,
I had to throw some anime in there, dude.
dude. Bruh, indeed.
I bet if you watched all top 5, just like Scott in the fucking line getting his TV on Black Friday, you'd cream your pants.
bet he wouldn't, and I wouldn't either.
If I watched all 5, I've seen most of Step Brothers. I slept through most of it.
Step Brothers are good.
I like Revenge of the Nerds. I've now had the distinct displeasure of watching Tag. And what was Remember the Titans? I saw that one too, and I did not cream my jeans.
You didn't like that?
No, it was okay.
Dude, I just watched it on Disney Plus and I cried.
Oh my god.
When that guy gets hit by the car, is that what you're talking about?
Oh my god, don't say that.
So, anyways, now tell us about Tag.
What do you want to know?
I want to know your thoughts. Like, why do you like it so much? What's the reasoning behind your grade of watch?
Oh, Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates seem to be on that top 5 too. But
Oh my
anyway,
god.
Honestly, there are just so many like scenes that I laughed so hard that my stomach actually hurt. Like when I got done with that movie in the theaters, it was like hard to breathe. Every other scene is absolutely hilarious. I don't want to spoil it for all of our viewers because
It's okay. The statute of limitations is over on that one.
Yeah, I agree.
It came out last year.
like the scene where he goes feral and he throws that projector. You're telling me you didn't laugh?
No, I didn't. But
That was hilarious. He got hit by a projector, bro. Like, what's not funny about that?
keep in mind, this is during a montage scene of them explaining why their friend who's never been tagged is so successful. It was like not even a full scene. It was like a 5-second explanation of why.
That's classic.
Oh
That is
my God.
classic.
Okay,
That's
continue.
classic comedy. That's comedy at its full potential.
Okay, is that your full explanation?
I think that people either that didn't like it need to watch it again and actually
Keep watching it until you
like-
like it.
pretty much like really
Hey.
like adapt to like the actual like philosophy and like the meaning behind the movie.
This isn't the Clockwork Orange. You can't force people's eyelids open and have them watch a terrible, terrible film.
Absolutely, I can. I'll talk to my lawyer.
Okay.
But I think that you not liking it just, I mean, I'm sure all of our viewers already know this, but you just don't have a good taste in movies.
I haven't even said that I don't like it. You're just assuming that I don't like it.
I 100% am.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts?
I don't like it. So here's why. So I sat there. I had to go find the movie first. It is so fucking bad I can't even rent it, dude. I had to go and buy the whole fucking movie,
Really?
which
Where did
I-
you buy it from?
and it's like $14.99.
Jesus Christ.
So guess what I did? I didn't buy it, and I got like a 7-day free trial of Cinemax on my Amazon subscription, so that I could watch it and then immediately cancel that service. But dude, so I started it and I was like, okay, this has potential because I was looking through the cast list. Jacob, would you care to pull up the cast list with me?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So while he's doing that, you have a very diverse cast list. And looking at each of them by themselves isn't so bad. Like John Hamm, very likable. I don't know anybody that doesn't like John Hamm. He's hilarious, just not in this movie. Ed Helms, unfortunately, hasn't been funny since like season 5 of The Office. So
Shut
No,
up.
we came to the conclusion that he's not actually funny.
yeah, he's actually a cancer to movies. He was in what was it? The Hangover, and it was like, oh okay. Hey, you know what? Jacob liking this movie leads me to believe he probably liked that movie with John Cena. Was it
Dun, 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 dun.
Blockers?
I've never watched that movie,
But you would like that.
but I did like the movie Stepdad, which is also featuring John Cena, which is pretty good.
Oh my god. It has a very likable Hannibal Buress. Who doesn't like Hannibal Buress? But then you also have an unlikable Isla Fisher, who actually plays the same character in every fucking movie. And I didn't realize that I didn't like her until I saw this movie. And then
Can I tell you a fun fact about that movie that
Yeah.
I actually think might blow your mind?
You sure? Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Did you know that Jeremy Renner's arms were actually both arms were broken in that entire movie, or like half of it, while he was filming Avengers?
No.
They CG'd his arms for half of the movie.
What?
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
Like,
Fucking fired him.
hard to believe, huh?
How did you find this out?
I mean, I watched it when it was in theaters.
No,
so,
how'd you find out his
was-
arms were broken, you idiot?
Well, I found out that his arms were CG'd in the movie, and they explained that they were broken because he was filming Avengers, and he broke both of them.
Okay.
We were just talking about how nobody likes Jeremy Renner either.
Oh my god, he's the king of all turds. So, just a side piece on like what the whole hoopla about Jeremy Renner's like dislike in the entire United States is. Did you guys know that he had his own app on the App Store and on the Google Play Store?
No.
And I'm not making this up, dude. It's been taken down within the last like I think month or so. But it's literally just an app that you can go and like find out more information about him and his movies and his stupid music career. You can find out about his endorsements. He even has like a weird like karma system that you had in like Reddit, where he'll like talk to his number one fans, and then after you get to the top of that mountain, he'll just say like "Hey, what's up?" and then that's it. So it's a strange app, and it's kind of like a social media account, but not really. And it just makes me hate Jeremy Renner even more.
Well, I think that's great. He keeps all of his people close together. I think he built a really good community around that app, and I don't know why you're upset about it.
Do you have this app?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called The Ren.
I was number one.
No, it's not. I think it's called Jeremy Renner, the official.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Yeah. So, I've only talked about the cast, and like I'm already like my blood's boiling.
Doesn't it have Charlie Day in it, or am I confused?
You are confused. The last person in here that you might recognize is Jake Johnson. He plays and listen to their dumb names. So Jake Johnson plays Randy Chili Ciliano, and Ed Helms plays Hogan Hoagie Malloy. John Hamm plays Bob Callahan, and Hannibal Buress plays Kevin Sable. They all have like strange nicknames, except for Jeremy Renner, who's just named Jerry. The other thing that's actually really frustrating too is that during this whole thing, there's this like Wall Street Journal journalist. It's like, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave my entire fucking life behind and follow these adult men who seem to want to play a 30-year-old game of tag during 1 month, and she just decided that she was just gonna tag along. No pun intended.
So, when I tell you need to delve more into the philosophy, this is based off of a true story. Okay?
Yeah, I get it, but that did not really fucking happen. The Wall Street Journal. No, it did. No. I did watch the ending. I did watch the ending.
Then it happened.
It did not. No Wall Street Journal reporter was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna leave everything behind right now," because the way that they depicted it in the movie was that the Wall Street Journal reporter was going to interview John Hamm's character named Callahan about him being a multi-millionaire that is a philanthropist / genius.
Which is true.
And all of a sudden, John Hamm gets assaulted by Ed Helms, who infiltrates his workforce by pretending to be a janitor. Oh wait, no, he was a janitor.
So funny.
He got hired as a janitor, even though he has a successful veterinary practice or something like that.
Oh, dude, that was so
Bro,
funny. Like, you're way too qualified for this job.
That's when I stopped watching that shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's when I stopped watching. I was on a plane, and I was like, this is fucking terrible. As he has a mustache on, and he's like walking through this place, I was like, oh my.
When all
You didn't think it was funny when he's like, "You think I can't escape my own office?"
Yeah, that part was funny. And he tries to throw a chair through the window that won't break. Okay, there are funny, laughable moments, which I'll get to. We'll get to laughies, but
Okay.
Dude, it did not really happen like that. It did not. I can't believe that Wall Street Journal reporter was like, "I'll go with you guys," And then Isla Fisher's character, Anna, who is Hoagie's wife, is super fucking aggressive in that movie, and not in a likable way. She like really wants to get in on this game of tag. Oh, and then some random asshole in Spokane, Washington, that's a barkeep, really wants to get in on this game of tag too. And he's like, "No, you can't do it. You can't join our game because we're friends." It's like,
he's been winning for years, asshole. Don't. Oh my god.
Yeah. So, anyways, and then the last thing that really irritated me, I feel like at least in half of those attempts, they made it so grandiose and so complicated that a simple tag would have worked. Like, do you remember the part where he's in the mall and he had his Jerry had Hoagie's arms pinned down by a walker because
he's a grandma?
Yeah, he had a disguise on as if he was like a really old woman with a walker.
God,
anyway, so he somehow like assaulted him with a hand-to-hand combat with a handbag and pinned him down on the ground, and he was sitting on it like Spider-Man on top of this walker, and he was talking to him. I feel like, I know his arms were pinned down, but if he would have just like scooted over a little bit, he could have tagged his foot.
It's symbolism.
Oh man, yeah, that's okay, cool. Anyways,
Spider-Man.
What is your most laughable moment in this entire movie?
I really like that chair scene, to be honest. Also, that one, and then when they're going through like why. Okay, there's three. I love. It's that scene, the one where they're explaining like the years of them, like how they haven't been able to tag him, like when they're riding on the bikes and he was out running them on
Oh
his feet.
yeah, the montage where they're explaining how Jerry's unbelievably good at the game of tag.
Yeah. So that one, and then also the scene where they're trying to torture like Jerry's employee.
Okay.
Like, where is he? And he's like, we're gonna waterboard you. He's like, wait, what? And then like he ends up like saying like they're offering him like $2,000, and then he's like $2,000. He's like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And then before they waterboard him, he's like $2,500. Like, what? That's it? He's like, dude, that's all you had to say.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't believe we're actually gonna waterboard you.
Yeah. So those are your laughable moments?
Yeah, those are probably my favorite.
So,
or also the one where he starts multiplying.
Multiplying?
Yeah. You know, when they're in the forest and they're like, and he's like going through and he's like, oh my god, he's multiplying.
Oh, yeah. I must have tuned that part out. I guarantee you, though, I watched the whole fucking thing. And I watched it like 3 hours ago.
What? You must have tuned that part out, but you watched the whole thing.
I swear to God, I sat there and watched the whole thing. I
texted him earlier today, and he said he's going to watch it.
Yeah, I even had Katie watch it with me.
They're in the forest.
I remember the forest.
Like, tree stump comes out of nowhere and knocks him out.
It knocks Sable out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I guess I don't remember the part where he said he's multiplying, but whatever.
Yeah, it's where like he starts like there's like 10 of him like going between trees, and he's like, Hannibal is like, oh no, he's multiplying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will agree with you on one thing. That scene where they go to Granite Fitness and they try to find Jerry, and they only find the guy at the front desk. It's like, we close in a very tight 5 minutes. This is the same guy that I'm sure a lot of you have seen in Silicon Valley, Godzilla. His name is Thomas Middlestitch. He is hilarious, and make no mistake, he's hilarious in this. He has the same haircut, except with a really disgusting, out of place ponytail that at some point he sucks on while he's pondering the deal that they give to him. And then for some reason everything gets circled back to like sucking dicks or hand jobs or whatever. And then he was like, why does everything have to get, Sable's like, why does everything have to escalate to a sexual nature with you? And then they end up trying to waterboard him, but he was like, no, I'm not going to do it, but I'll do it for $2,500 and no dick sucking. And he's like, oh, okay, all right, well, that's all you had to say.
Can do that.
Their super rich friend he's like, dude, that's all you had to say? And then throws him a bunch of cash. He goes, why do you have this much cash on you?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Because he's a millionaire or billionaire.
So I understand that this movie isn't designed to be realistic, but what was the moment in this movie that you were just like, okay, come on, that's a little overboard?
Not a single moment.
Shut
And
the fuck
that
up.
movie is 100% realistic. That movie is
Shut the
based off a
fuck
true
up.
story, and every scene that happened in that story actually happened in real life. I want you to know that.
You're lying. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I know.
you are so
I'm
naive.
Probably way off, but
You ignorant slut.
I love that movie.
Oh, I know you do. But I hated it, and I gave it a solid F+. And the plus is yeah, literally just because of Thomas Middleditch being funny in that one scene, and actually Hannibal Buress is pretty pleasant during the entire movie.
Who's he playing? Silicon Valley.
He's Richard. Richard Hendricks.
The main.
I
guy.
want to inform the viewers and Jay and Scott. I will be putting in my 2 weeks after this episode, so you'll only be getting two more videos of me or episodes of me. But thank you everybody for who's listening.
Cool. Is it because of my comment on the
Yeah.
grade of the movie?
Yeah.
So if I had to recommend it to anybody, I wouldn't, and I would say that if they were to watch it, may God have mercy on their souls.
Would you recommend it to blind or deaf people?
No, I wouldn't.
What about blind and deaf people?
Helen Keller?
It's maybe that. I mean, that's only if I really dislike the person. And I'm assuming that you would recommend it, right, Jacob?
That's a yes. Yeah, it's a yes in my book.
If you had to give it thumbs up, how many thumbs up would you give it?
Both thumbs on my hands, and then probably my dick too.
Yeah. You know what's so funny is I imagined you saying that literally before you said that. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, of course you like this movie because what you just said is a perfect personification of the type of person that would either be featured in this movie or like it. So, yeah.
And that's an exact quote actually from that movie that I just quoted.
Is it really?
Oh, no kidding?
No, it's not. No,
Oh.
it's not. It's not.
Yeah,
I made it up.
believe that fool.
Yeah, I know. I'm naive now. Damn. So, I don't know. I think what we should do is make this a regular thing. And, Scotty, would you like to make a recommendation for us to watch so that we can review with you?
100%.
It's got to be a comedy.
A comedy that I have a movie that I think y'all should watch.
And anime.
We'll get to that next time.
Let's see here. Let me look. Where's this from? So it's a movie. Let me see if it's on YouTube real quick. Because if I can find it for you, give me 2 seconds.
Well, the movie that I will go ahead and recommend that we watch, that we do a review of, Jacob, you were too young to have watched Dumb and Dumber, right?
Shut up.
You watched it?
Yeah, I've watched all of them.
Well, there's only one that counts. My recommendation for us to review is going to be Dumb and Dumber. Because that's
We've
my
we've
favorite
all watched
comedy.
it.
I know. So we rewatch it, and then we review it.
So this is a movie that neither of you will ever have heard of. I believe it's from South Korea. It
It's
is
supposed
one of
to
the
be funny.
most ridiculous movies I've ever seen in my life, and I used to have the VHS of it. It's called Rikio, The Story of Ricky. It's Rikioh, Rikio. It's on YouTube. It's an hour and a half long, and it is one of the most fucking ridiculous movies you will ever watch in your life. It has really good practical effects, including one gentleman being completely killed and grinded up in a meat grinder in a hilarious way.
Okay. Well,
Rikio.
and we're able to find this easily?
Yep. Just type in Ricky, Ricky, space OH, on YouTube. It's an hour and 25 minutes. You can watch the whole thing
Okay.
for free.
Okay. Kill
Yeah,
it.
I'd recommend you guys watching it too. Just to, while we talk about it, just you can kind of get your own opinion as well. You know,
Okay.
just, you know, I'm not crazy.
There's a scene in this movie where Rikio cuts his own intestines out and strangles someone with them.
Oh, that's kind of
Huge
nuts.
flex.
Yeah, huge flex. And
Okay.
there's also the bad guy carries mints in his eye. And he eats them
Ew.
all the time.
That's disgusting. Okay, so we'll watch that and we'll review it next month.
Yep. So between now and the next month, just watch that, take some notes, enjoy Rikio. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about or touch on before we go?
Not me.
No?
No?
No? Shout-outs?
Shout out to JB, Jeremy. Shout out to my wife, Raven, Robbie, Kat, and Patrick, and then shout out to Jay Henny.
Cool. Jacob, who do you want to shout out?
Shout out to my mom, and shout out to Kylie, and shout out to Naruto, and shout out to
Baruto?
Naruto's kids, Boruto, and that's my family.
Okay. That's kind of cool.
Shout out Axel, my dog.
Oh, nice. Shout out Ben's mom. Shout out Jacob's mother. Shout out Patricia. Shout out Jackson. And shout out Katie. And shout out to Rotten Tomatoes, which gave Tag a 56%. And shout out to IMDb that gave it a 6.5 out of 10. That movie was dog shit.
Terrible. All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks for being here. It was great to talk to you. Goodbye.
Later.
Bye!